Hello again, everyone. I am back with another camp building tutorial in Fallout 76. Um, Today I'm gonna be attempting to teach you guys how to make a Watchtower camp. Um, I decided to make one out in the mire because I don't really build there very often, and my first mistake was not breaking down my blueprints before this, because the game kind of locks up right about here, because you can see my previous build is all made right there, and kind of locks up for a minute, but it gives me some time to talk. So I wanted to go with a bit of a cultist theme, given that they just put out all the new cultist stuff in the Atom shop. So I went to the Mire, the most cult feeling place in the game, I feel personally. And I found this nice river so I could get my purifiers down, and that's kind of how I do things always. I'll find somewhere to put a purifier down because that's kind of my main source of income in this game. But first I wanted to see if I could get it to work, because in order to make a watchtower, you have to first place your camp up higher so you can extend the height of your camp build area. That's kind of something I picked up from Jug, who's kind of the YouTube builder that I got a lot of my inspiration from. So I'll drop a link to his channel down below. Very, very talented builder. Got a lot of tips and tricks videos that just help out. But anyway, kind of what I always do is, well, there's a officer ghoul over there that kept beeping and driving me crazy, but you need to basically just place a foundation, and you're going to get a double camp placement cost here, because it's just, you have to place the original one and then build a staircase up into a tree and place the other one in the tree, because you get, with your camps, you get a lot of space downward and not a lot of space upward. So if you place your camp up in a tree, you get all the space below it and all the space upward, which gives you the room to build your camp up in the tree. As I mentioned in the last video, the build system is a bit tedious, so it might take you a little bit of time to get it to work how you want it to, but you'll eventually get it, probably, or you won't, but you know, you might. And when you do, that's when you can kind of get started. So I'm going to fast forward the video here until I eventually do. It's finicky here. You got to kind of find a place where it'll want to set itself up. So I'll jump back in once I have it placed. It's right there is where I eventually get it, but yep. And then your stairs will drop down, and then, like I said, the first thing I always do is drop some purifiers in my generator down, just so I can keep that water, that purified water, flowing so I can make my caps. But like I said, I'll jump back in once I eventually get the placement down. It takes me a few tries because the trees above kind of mess with my placement, so I'll pop back in a bit. Hey, so I'm back. After messing around a little bit, getting stuck up in the trees, I decided to just give it a nice 90-degree turn and I'd work with it there. And basically, you start with the staircase leading up, and then there's a little trick you kind of have to work with in order to make the top place right. I'm only doing 3 levels up. 1, 2, 3. I guess the 4th level would be the top, maybe? I don't know, I'm bad at explaining this, but so you'll see here, I can't place that. And the reason for that is because it's directly above a staircase. So what you need to do is extend out one off to, like, one extra level off to the right or left. I'd go the right here. And place a staircase up there. And then you can store that staircase, and I accidentally try and place it here without moving the other staircase first. But just basically you need to just move the staircase out of the way of being below where you're placing the floor. It's just a weird kind of way it works. You can't place floors above anymore. So once you have that placed, you can move the staircase back, because for some reason that's okay, and place the floor. Now you have to place all 4 floors down, because otherwise you won't be able to place the walls in. Now make sure when you put the walls up, you have them all be doorways, because doorways can exist without floors underneath them, so that when you eventually have them all placed and you remove the floor that you're going to put the staircase up through, you're able to remove the floor, because like I said, the doorways will be able to still exist there. So I go back down and I get rid of that one, because that's how it lines up with my staircases. And I place my staircase back, and I get rid of all the extra stuff that I placed in order to make that top area. And that is the basic structure of the Watchtower. Everything beyond this point is set dressing, decoration. I am going to explain how to do the support beams, though. That part is one of the other finicky parts, and you'll see here I don't get one of the floors to work, or one of the pillars to work, but do 2 upper floors, like the half upper floors on each side. Can't place one there obviously because there's no floor, but once you have them all placed, move one into each corner. And you'll it's a little tough to explain, but you'll just take a look at what I'm doing here. Obviously I can't place that one for some reason, but move them over so that they are like that. And in doing that, you'll be able to place the support beam on the actual corner of the Watchtower, so it'll look like it makes sense to be there. You'll kind of see what I mean as I go down here, because you can place the support beams, the posts, in the middle of those half floors like that, and then doing that, it's connected to the staircase, and it's in the true corner of the tower itself, so it, for the most part, looks like it belongs there. And that's the one that I just fell down trying to place is the one that gives me problems, because these posts do not place into water. For some reason, they just don't do that. So that corner of it apparently extends down into the water floor, which the the actual floor of the water, while you can't see it, still extends underneath the ground there, which was what was initially giving me a bit of an issue earlier on when I was placing the foundations. So what I end up doing is just moving it over a little bit, and it's not lined up perfectly. It kind of drives me a little crazy because I'm a bit OCD about my builds, if you guys couldn't tell. But I make it work, just as far as demonstration purposes. But that's basically the gist of building one of these. You eventually go up, and you'll be able to see in the video, I go up and I place the small floors in each corner, and I place the defensive like half walls up as railings all the way up. I'll eventually go through and I'll change out the normal boring graded floors to ones that have like the wood planks through them, just so it looks a bit more in line with the raggedy, rundown, culty build that I eventually go with. Which the actual tour of this cult watchtower will be coming after this video, just like the Hobbit hole. But like I said, that's basically it. I do a little bit of unnecessary moving around of the purifiers here, and I might cut that out, but that's basically the gist of it. It's just building a square room up in the air. So I hope this helps. I'll let the video play out. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe. I'll keep making these as long as you guys keep wanting to see them. I'm gonna keep building regardless, so like I said, I hope this helps. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe, and see you guys next time. Thanks.